Hi folks, a very warm welcome from our side. I'm Matthias, I'm product owner for ABAP CDS.
And I'm Katharina, I'm a CDS developer.
And today we want to give you a quick overview over the newest features in ABAP CDS. And to do this, we have set up some kind of pair programming situation. And Katharina is our CDS expert here. She will guide me through the newest features. Yeah. So, Katharina, thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
As I've already told you, we have an app that is used to monitor the beer orders during the annual Oktoberfest. And we got some new requirements for management to extend the app. Yeah. So maybe a good start would be for me to show you the existing application. Mm-hmm. So I've prepared some overview here. Basically, we have like two database tables which contain information about the different beer orders and the available beer brands. And this is then joined in a CDS view here in this layer. And on top, we have built further views. One view for the analysis of the different properties of the beer order. And then we have a view where we do an aggregation so that management can see how many beer orders were there per brand. So they want to judge which brand performs the best. So.
Okay, maybe you can show me an ADT real quick so we get a better overview.
Yeah, sure. So, exactly. So maybe we start with this one. This is the very basic beer order view. As I said, we have like two persistencies, one for the beer orders and one for the beer brands. Those are database tables, and the information is joined here in this view. And then we have the usual fields like an universal identifier for the beer order, some fields for the quantity of the order, and of course for the amount, the price of the order, some order date, some seat information, and so on. So very basic. And on top of that, there's this analysis view, which basically converts the order in our target currency, which is euro for this app here, and then does here some calculation. It calculates the amount per quantity of the order, and it also like pulls the beer brand information, like the description text and stuff like that. And on top of that, we have then the view that is used for the to show the aggregated information. So as you can see here, this view selects the beer brand, is grouped by the beer brand, counts the orders that consist of this specific beer brand, and also sums up all the amounts of the different orders for that brand. So, and if I show the data preview of this here real quick, we can see here this information here, and it seems that the Alpenbräu Gold is by far the best performing brand. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned we have to extend this model somehow. So what exactly were the requirements that you were given? Yeah,
so management told me that they really like this overview here for monitoring, but they would also have something similar to monitor the different seat reservations. Yeah, and they would like to have this information per beer tent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you know, we have different like beer tents in our Oktoberfest, and they want to see which tent is the most popular tent. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I already prepared, like I have thought about it, and maybe I think I would like extend the data model like this. Mm-hmm. So I think we would have some tent and some seats to model like the tents. Then we have for the different seats we have reservations, and on top of that we could then build something similar like a view for analysis, and then the aggregation could be done on a view on top for per tent. Yeah, sounds good?
Yeah, sounds great. So how do we best start with the implementation? Like, where would you like to start?
Yeah, I mean, probably it's best to start with this part here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we would need some entities to model the seats and the tents, right? So I would go ahead and just like on the left-hand side here, would define some database tables for seats and tents, and then have some views on top, right?
Actually, instead of doing the database table with a view on top, we could also model it with CDS table entities.
Ah, okay. So what is this exactly?
Actually, I can show you. So a CDS table entity is basically the successor of the dictionary tables. Mm-hmm. So it's a CDS object that persists data. So basically it has the features of a dictionary table while also supporting all our new CDS objects, mm-hmm. such as you can see here, header annotations for client handling and delivery class, various CDS objects and field annotations. And also, as you can see here, we can also directly model the relationships between the entities in mm-hmm. the table entity. So we can save this one layer in the view stack by just directly modeling the relationships between the entities.
Ah, okay. Okay, great. So, yeah, how would I go about and define such an entity?
Actually, let's just go back into ADT.
Yes.
So you basically define it in the same way that you would define a view entity. So you go to a new data definition.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here, yeah.
And at the bottom, if you type in the name, you can also see a template that is already provided for the table entities.
So I think we would start with, yeah, so maybe we will start with the seats, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Ah, okay, here's the template.
Yeah, so that already gives you like the basic client handling delivery class annotations and some basic things to start.
Okay. So and now I would like just can define the fields normally.
Exactly, just as we know it.
Okay. So I think I would go with something like that. So for the seats we would have a field for as an universal identifier, some ID for the tent, mm-hmm. and some number for the seat, I think. Yeah. All right. So I think now we could already define like the link to the beer orders, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So when I select this, then I would probably define association to the seat entity then, right?
Yeah.
So association. One to the seat entity. Let's call it seats. Yeah, and then I just think I'll map the identifiers for the seats, just like this, and then of course expose the association here. Oops.
So I'm noticing you're still using the old numeric notation for the association, right? We have a new one, actually. Don't you know about that?
No. What? Can you show me this?
So basically we have a new way of writing cardinalities, which is a written out cardinality. So with the old numeric notation, you could only specify the target cardinality, but now here with this written out cardinality, you can not only do the source and target cardinality separately, we also have this exact keyword. So if you know that there's exactly one entry on the database, you can specify this with the exact keyword. So then HANA knows that there is exactly one entry and can use this to optimize their joins.
Ah, okay.
So since we have exactly one order per seat, we can use this exact keyword, and that gives us some performance boost.
Okay. So if there's like many orders relating to exactly one seat, the right cardinality would be like this here, okay?
Like many to exact one.
Okay. Ah, just like this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, great. Okay. All right. Yeah, then I would say next is the
tense,
entity
right?
for the tense. And we'll also use a table entity for this, right? Okay. Just let me call it tent. Okay, and again a table entity here. Okay, and I think I'll model the like this here. No, that's so wrong. I think I'll just need the again a identifier, right? And then yeah, just a field that contains the name of the tent. All right. Okay, great.
Okay.
And now, what would be the next step? So
I would suggest modeling the relationship between the tent and the seat directly. So since we have a tent that consists of seats, I would suggest a root composition relationship. And you can define it directly in the table entity, just like we're used to it from view entities.
Okay, yeah.
So you can just directly do the two parent in the seat and the composition in the tent view.
Okay, I see. So then I'll start with the two-parent association, right? So I would define this association here from the seat entity to the tent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me activate it. And then the other way around would be the decomposition, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So this here, then this would be like a root entity, right? And then I could define the composition to the seed entity. Okay.
All right, and so we now save the view layer with the extra relationships by defining it directly here.
Okay, I see. Nice. Nice. So, okay, and next, the last entity would be for the reservations.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll find the seat reservation. It's just reservation. Okay. Again, the table entity. Yeah, and then I think I would like, yeah, the usual fields for like the amounts and stuff like that. Yeah. So maybe just.
Yeah, amount, duration.
Okay. Something along the lines of this here. So we have an identifier, some duration of the reservation, the price, and the date. Okay. And I think now a good idea would be to have some kind of status field. So, you know, some reservations that get cancelled. We require that the guests confirm the reservation. So maybe we would model this also in this entity, right? So I would call this something like a status, and then okay. So basically, this value, there are maybe 3 permissible values for this field. So I think I would model this with a data element and some domain fixed values, right?
No, since we only have like these 3 values, it sounds like it could be best modeled with a simple type enum instead.
Simple type enum. Okay. What is that about?
So a CDS simple type is basically the successor of data elements and domain fixed values. So you could imagine it as a combination of a data element and domain fixed values. So we define our type and we can enrich it with like some semantic annotations, and then optionally we can define enumerations. Like in our case, it's the 3 values for confirmed, unconfirmed, cancelled. And so we have it all in one. Like we have one consistent CDS object, and that contains our enumerations.
Okay, sounds great. So how would I define such a type then?
So you can define it in ADT if you go to Core Data Services and then define a new type.
So here Core Data Services and then...
At the bottom.
Okay, a type, yeah. Okay, just I'm going to call it reservation status. And then okay, and we want you said
we want an enum.
Enums.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to select this here. Okay, and now I see. So this need some base type, right?
Yeah, that's just integer should be fine.
Okay, and then so and now the different enum
So
values.
now we just say our 3 values.
Okay, so basically like if the reservation is confirmed or unconfirmed, something along the lines of this, right?
And now you can just use this type just like you can use a data element.
Okay, so I can use that directly in the table entity, right? Okay, so it would reservation status. All right. Okay.
Okay, so another thing about enums that I wanted to mention is, can you open the SQL create statement real quick?
Okay. Yeah. So I right click and you mean this option, right? Mm-hmm.
So you can see that the simple type enums actually result in a check constraint on the database, which you can see in at the very bottom. So this ensures that we only really use the enumeration values that we defined. So you can see the set of seat reservation, and this ensures that we only use 0, 1, or 2.
I see. Okay, that's smart. Okay, yeah, that's nice, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
So next, I think would be actually we can already define the. So we would need the link from the reservations to the seats, right? And we can then define this also on the level of table entities. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would think that, maybe another field which contains the ID of the attached seat to this reservation, and then an association to the to the seat entity, right? Okay. And I think we can use annotations here, right? Because it's the DDS.
Yeah, of course.
So I could also say that, that this association to the attached seat is basically like a foreign key association, as we have for like other CDS entities, right? Okay. Okay. So now we have the link to the seat entity, and I think that's it for the persistence layer, right? So now we could.
So now the next step is the analysis, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I would then define, just like on the left-hand side of the data model, I would define, an analysis view for that. Seat reservation analysis. Okay, and I will select a view entity for this. Okay. Okay, and this should go on top of the seat reservation table entity.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I would, basically take these fields like, just something similar like for the B order analysis. So I think I would do it like this. That was watched. Yeah. So we will select from the seat reservation. Then we will have of course, pick the identifier of the reservation, and then do the same calculation like we did for the B order analysis. So we convert it with the built-in currency conversion function, the amount converted to euro, and then we do the same calculation here as we have done for the B order analysis, I guess.
So you basically just copied all the code.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good idea to just copy and paste?
What else can we do then? So
we always want to avoid duplicated code like that, because it's prone to errors and hard to maintain. So actually we have a reuse artifact in CDS. It's called a CDS aspect. So we can just pack all the duplicated code in there. What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah. So a CDS aspect, you said.
Yes.
tell me a little bit more about that?
So as I just said, it's a CDS-based reuse artifact, and you always use it when you have calculations across many different views that are somewhat similar. So we want to avoid copy-pasting because it's very prone to errors and you have to make changes in all the views. So if you put all the calculations in an aspect instead, you have a single source of truth, and if you want to make changes, you only make changes in the aspect, and it's updated across all the views. So all you have to do is bind your aspect to your view and then map the fields and include the fields you want. And so basically all your aspect fields are also included in your view.
Yeah, sounds good. So can you show me that? How I would do that in ADT?
Yeah, so it's basically just another CDS object. So you go to Data Services and you select a new aspect.
So here, then aspect.
Yes.
You said, right? Okay. All right. So yeah, and the goal is to have this calculation that we have done now 2 times into this. So I would probably call it something like this. So it converts the amount to euro and does this calculation with the amount per quantity, right? All right. So next. Okay. So this is an aspect.
Yeah, you only have a template for that.
Okay.
Okay, and so now you can just pack all your duplicate code into the aspect instead.
Okay, so what I would probably also need to add the fields that are part of the that are fed into the calculation, right?
Yeah.
And then I can directly define the calculation there. Okay. So let me try that. Okay, so I need the amount and the quantity fields with their corresponding references. And then we have the calculation for the currency conversion. Okay, and I can use the built-in function here in the aspect, right?
Yes, of course. Okay.
And then we can also do this arithmetic calculation here.
So now you can just remove all your fields in the view and bind the aspect instead.
Okay. So this is now active, and so how would I now use this in the CDS view? So for example, here on the right side in the reservation analysis view.
So directly after the select statement, you say bind aspect, and there you do the mappings from your aspect fields to the fields of your view one by one.
Okay. So you mean
Yeah, here.
There. Okay. So I can here state the name of the aspect.
Yeah.
And then I would need to bind the fields of the aspect. Okay, and I can give an alias, right?
Yeah.
So, and now how can I use the fields of the aspect?
No, you still have to include the fields. So in let's say below your UID, you just say include. Then you put the name of your aspect dot, and then you can choose the fields you want to include, or if you want to include it all, you can say include asterisk.
Okay, so basically like this, right?
Yes.
Include name of the aspect, and the star means
all the fields.
All the fields. Okay. Okay. And then I can remove this calculation here, and okay, so I can remove that. Okay. Okay, but now, if I look at this, okay.
So now you see that your fields from the aspect are just included in the view.
But also the fields that I have bound here are part of the select list. So
you don't want that? So
no.
If you want to remove some fields, you can say excluding, and if you want to remove all the bound objects, you can just say the keyword excluding bound objects. Or bound elements.
Bound elements, okay. Okay.
So now they should be gone.
All right. So, now I have only the fields from the calculated fields from the aspect, right?
Okay, and now we can do the same in the other view from where you copied all your code.
You mean the beer
Yeah,
order analysis view, right?
Yeah, so we can just remove all the calculations there and bind the aspect, and it's basically the same.
Okay. So also this binding part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then also the
include
of the
yeah.
and replace the calculated fields with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, it looks much cleaner now.
Yeah, much slimmer now.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So let me pull that. Okay, so now we have that, and I think now we could build this view on top, that is the aggregation, right? Yeah. So gonna do that. Let's call it reservation
per tent.
Per tent.
Yeah.
Okay, management wants this analysis per tent, right? Reservation per tent. Okay. Yeah, again, a view entity. Yeah, it's okay, I would say. And then I think, yeah, we would basically do something similar with the group by and the aggregation here. So I think, I haven't activated it, right? I forgot to activate it. Seat reservation.
Seat reservation.
Oh, okay. So I got the name wrong. Yeah, seat reservation per tent. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I will select from the analysis view the tent name, and then do the grouping based on the tent name. I'm going to also include the status field, and I'm going to restrict it to only the confirmed state, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Only those are we can be sure that those reservations count, right? And this is the way I refer to an enumeration value, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you do the hashtag and the enumeration value.
Okay. Nice. So this should be
that's it, right? So
let me see the data real quick. So here we see the different tents. And let's just sort it by the reservations, and we see the Brewmaster tent is seems to be the most popular tent by far, I would say. Yeah.
All right, so management should be satisfied with that, right?
Yeah, I think I'll just then drop them a mail real quick. So they should be okay. Yeah, actually management already dropped another email, so apparently now they want also to have a similar analysis based on the weekday. So they want to see which weekday is the most busy day in the tents.
Okay, but we have the order date, right? So it should be no problem.
With the order date, okay, yeah, but this is the date, right? So we would. They want the weekday, so I think we would need to convert the date to the corresponding weekday then. There's a HANA function for that, but I don't think that we can use it directly in CDS. So I think it is not a CDS built-in function.
No, there's no built-in function for that, but I actually had a similar use case just recently in another project, and I did a CDS scalar function to do exactly that.
A CDS scalar function, okay. Can you show me a little bit about that?
So basically a CDS scalar function is a user-defined function that returns a scalar value, and it always consists of a function definition and engine-specific implementation. So the function definition, you see here, it only contains the parameters, the data types, and optionally the reference types, and the implementation is engine-specific. So the idea is to have multiple implementations for one function, and what I did is a SQL implementation which runs on the HANA SQL engine. So we can use that HANA function directly in the SQL implementation.
Oh, okay. So can you show me that?
Yeah, actually, let's just switch to ADT.
Okay.
So if you go to the scalar function definition, it's called get weekday, I think.
Get weekday. Okay, so it's its own separate
Yeah, it's its own separate object.
weekday, you said, right? I see. So the
That's the
scalar
first,
function
yes.
definition, okay. Mm-hmm.
So here you see the function signature, and the parameter is the input date, which we already have with the order date.
Mm-hmm.
And here, if you go to the project explorer, you should see right below the function, there's already the implementation.
Here, okay.
And here you can navigate to the corresponding SQL implementation. And now the important thing is here, this thing does not actually contain an implementation. The code and the logic itself is in the linked AMDP reference.
Okay. So this is like an AMDP class, right?
Yes. So this is the class and the method where the SQL commands are happening. As you can see here, I used the HANA function weekday and just mapped the integers to the nice 3-letter abbreviations.
Okay, I see.
So this is exactly what we want, right?
Smart,
So we can
right?
just call this function instead.
And I can use this function just like a normal
Yeah,
CS
yeah,
function
just
then?
call the function and map it to a field, so that's all.
Okay, so then I would guess I just can call it here, right? Right
Yeah.
below the order date. So it was like called like set weekday, right?
Get weekday.
Get weekday. Okay. Okay, now
And our input date is the order date.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Just order date. Probably I would
Come on.
need an alias, right? Okay.
Okay, so that's it, right?
Okay, let me check real quick then. I see.
See,
Now-
it seems
now-
to work. Now we can see the weekdays.
In the weekdays. So here we see the different seat reservations. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll include it in the analysis, in the
Yeah.
monitoring view then. Just let me give a quick preview here. The different dates. And it seems like Saturday is the
Obviously.
most popular day. Yeah, who would have thought, right? Okay. Yeah, I think management will be satisfied with that.
Yeah,
so-
let's just let them know.
Yeah, thank you then. So yeah, I'll just write them now. Okay. So now somebody apparently opened a ticket for us.
A ticket already.
Yeah, Q&A. They state that somehow the performance of our application is bad. They
Like,
say.
what view exactly?
So
are we talking
apparently
about?
they did some measuring, and the beer order analysis view, they say it exhibits quite not a good performance.
Okay, can you switch back to that view? Just.
Beer order analysis view, they said. Okay.
I mean, it's probably the brand description, right? Like that's a lot of text.
Brand. You mean like here okay. So we use the association to the beer brand table to pull the description text, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate because I think the description text is, I think the table which contains the text is buffered, right?
Is it?
Yeah, let me check quickly. So this table here contains the description text, and I think it should be buffered here when I look at the technical settings.
Okay, it says buffering
it says
switched on.
buffered, but I think it cannot be used in the view directly, right?
No, like there's something we can try, which is called buffer propagation.
Buffer propagation. Okay. Can you again explain?
So basically, you can leverage field information from existing buffers, and you just create an entity buffer for your entity, list the fields that you want to include in your propagated buffer, and then this should speed up performance.
Okay. Yeah, so then let's try it, I guess.
Yeah, so all you have to do is to go to your view and then directly create entity buffer.
So this view here, right?
Yeah.
This one contains the description text, okay. And then...
So you see new entity buffer right below service definition.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess I'll just call it the same as the buffered entity, right? Buffer propagation. Okay.
Okay, so now you choose propagate entity buffer.
Propagate entity buffer. Okay.
Since we reuse the existing buffer. And now you just put your field name in there, which is the beer brand description.
Beer brand description. Let me just.
If I remember correctly.
Beer brand description. Okay. Okay, I see. Now this is probably what this annotation here is for, right?
Yes, exactly. So in order to activate the buffer, you need the entity buffer propagation allowed annotation.
Okay, so I need to add this to the view in order for the buffer propagation to work. Okay, so I already wondered what this annotation was about.
Yeah, so this should now avoid joins and just speed up our performance.
Okay, I've activated it. So this, okay, yeah. So I think we can mitigate the issue with that. So yeah, I'll just answer it in the ticket.
All right.
I think for now, yeah, thank you so much. I think
we're done, right? Now.
We're done, right? So time for a coffee break, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, and thank you. Thank also to our audience.
And we'll see you in the Q&A.
Exactly. And if you need any further information on the stuff that we just showed you, please look up our ABAP Data Models Guide. There you can find many more information about that. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.